Hello Brawlhallers, Berthan here with a guide on VAL, focused around her signature starting off with the sword. VAL's neutral signature has a lot of range. It hits very high up and can beat out a lot of moves going down from above you, like down airs or ground pounds. It beats out most of that. The only exception that I know of is down air on spear, which has a lot of downward range, so it will beat the neutral signature if they do it correctly every time. So that's the only move that you can't really contest with, but every other move neutral signature is very good to contest them with. Neutral signature has decent damage and decent force, so we're gonna change this to 150 damage and check out the force here. So it almost kills at 150. Go to 170, which is where it can kill, and it does about 23 damage, which is the same as downlight side air. Downlight side air actually has 1 more damage, so pretty close to that. Neutral signature has a slight diagonal, which is really nice. It hits stacked, and it hits the opponent on their first jump. So as you can see here, jumping is about the same height as it, so it'll hit enemies that are jumping no matter what height they're at. They're jumping low, it can hit them. They're jumping high, it can hit them. Like demonstrated here, low jump can hit, and max height it'll still hit. So hitting jumpy opponents is very good with neutral signature. It's very versatile because of that slight diagonal. For the most part, when people try to space you, they'll avoid the side air. And if they avoid the side air, then you can't hit with just standing neutral signature. It'll only hit like aggressive people who go forward for side air or try to go behind you without using their dodge. You can hit them with this, which is pretty rare. Most people will jump back and forth like this to avoid everything. So to hit those kinds of players, you can go ahead and speed dodge into neutral signature like this. Oh, whoops. That wasn't I didn't run far enough. In order to do a speed dodge, you have to run for about 1/3 of a second, and then you can cancel your dodge into a signature or just a normal attack. So that's very useful with neutral signature because neutral signature starts up really quickly, so the enemy will probably not see it coming most of the time if you cancel it out of a speed dodge like this. Nope, I didn't do it. Like this. There we go. So if you're a bit far, you just can't neutral signature if the enemy doesn't really go forward, so you do this instead. And if they have a tendency to jump backwards like this, then you can go and do a faux dodge into neutral signature, and that'll still hit them. So this move is very versatile for just mixing things up. It's not as obvious as neutral light or the other sword moves, because every weapon has those. And it's very good for punishing too because of its high startup. If the enemy jumps up and down and they try to go in for a down air and they miss, you can hit them with this. Or maybe they miss a recovery. Most moves recoveries don't go that high. You can do that. Well, actually they do. But you get the idea. If they just miss a move while in there, you can punish really quickly. It has a good amount of recovery frames, which means it is punishable, but it's not that high that it would be punished from just about anywhere. They have to be in the correct positioning to punish it. So it will only be punished pretty much if they expect it. So you don't want to use this move too much, like every other move you use this. That would mean that the enemy will probably prepare for it and punish it quite a lot. So don't use it that much. It has a combo which everyone loves, but the combo is not that good. I would advise against it because it does 30 damage here, and downlight into recovery also does 30 damage plus 2. It does 2 more damage than this combo, and this combo requires you to use a dodge, whereas downlight into recovery does not. Plus it doesn't really work at higher damage ranges. Like right there, you can see it hits them too far backwards to actually work, and at 150, which is like the kill range, it really doesn't work at all. I'm completely as close as possible, and it's a 2 string, 1 string, so it's pretty fast, but you have to be stacked, and it's not even true. If you hit it like right here, then it's not true. So super hard to do at higher damage, and it's not even true. Plus low damage, so I don't really recommend it, but it's there. If you want to use it, you can. Use this move a lot, but not too much, so that the enemy is just playing around it all the time. It's very good to just use a bunch of times in addition to your normal light attacks. Now for the down signature on VAL, it has the range isn't that great, so it hits in front of you a little bit. So about the same range as a downlight would there, so pretty similar. You can see the downlight does go outward a little more, so the range is kind of crappy, plus it hits pretty low. But the really good thing about it is that it hits all around you, and with a lot of hitboxes. You can see here that's stacked, and that's stacked, and then it hits behind you, it's still stacked, and then in front of you, and then upwards. It doesn't go upwards that high, so you can pretty much forget about hitting enemies that are jumping at all. But if the enemy has a tendency to dodge into you, into your hitbox, which is like your character model, then this will hit them pretty much all the time, because it lasts way longer than a dodge does. So if you suspect that the enemy will dodge next to you, then this could work pretty well. It's pretty quick, so no one can really jump out of it once they dodge forward. So if they do this, you know, they do this, they try to dodge behind you because they think you do light attack, but then you do down signature, it will catch them behind you too. And it has a lot of damage and force. Look at this, it has 35 damage, which is stronger than this combo, which is the strongest basic combo. Plus it can kill at 160, which is 10 damage lower than a neutral signature. So the force is pretty high. So if you can counter people that dodge in on this, it's really nice. You can also get punishes off. If the enemy misses a signature on the ground, that doesn't move them upwards, of course. Like, you know, maybe in a mirror matchup, the enemy VAL does a down signature, and you're right next to them, you go in and you punish them. So it has some range. It's not like you have to hit stacks. But the really bad thing about this is that it has so much active frames that anyone can pretty much hit you from pretty far away. Like, even if they're over here, they can probably just jump forward inside air or do a sidelight if their weapon reaches that far. Maybe even side signature, because your down signature lasts so long. So if you miss this, you're basically guaranteed to be punished. So, but the payoff is really nice. 35 damage. Now it has a pretty fast string at 0. Just 0, because it doesn't hit them that high. Downlight into gravity cancel down signature. The fastest I can get this to is about 1 frame. I did it once. I got it to 2 a couple times also, but it can never be true based on the stats that I gathered. You can do this at white at 0, but once it gets higher than that, they jump up pretty high. So like at 60, probably 120. I mean 100. You can't really do it. Both side signature is, it gets slower. The dodge window becomes higher and such, but it's still pretty decent at all ranges. If you hit it close, of course, because the range sucks. So not really a combo that you should do outside of 0 damage. At 0 damage, if you can catch the enemy by surprise, this will do over 40 damage. But downlight into gravity cancel, downlight into recovery does 40 damage as well, and it's actually a lot easier to do, and it's true. So I recommend just learning this combo instead and not really using this at all. It's not good for killing, because, well, it's good for killing if you want to do it at 150 and you think the enemy won't dodge it for some reason, that it's good. So you want to use this move pretty cautiously, because you get punished every time you miss, basically. Only usable with hard read dodge-ins, and if the enemy misses a big move. So use this very cautiously. If the enemy has a tendency to dodge it in a lot. That's pretty much the scenario you would probably use in Mosin. VAL's side signature is a very special move because it has 3 different variations depending on how you hit it. So on the ground, if you hit the first hit on the ground on a hard platform, then it will just bounce to the side. But if you hit it and it doesn't touch a hard platform, it will actually just roll downwards. And if you do it against a wall, it will slide up the wall, which is really nice. Now, the ground side signature has a lot of force. From the side of the map, it can kill at 130. It's 130, and what's HP reset on? So right there, it kills. But it doesn't kill if you don't hit the first move though. But it can kill at 140 still, which is really nice. Now, this move doesn't hit stacked. It looks like it hits stacked, but if you slow it down, the hitboxes don't really start until you actually clash onto the ground. So her boots, they're not hitting with, even though they're shining, they start hitting in front of her 1 leap away. So it doesn't hit stacked or even close to you. So never use this move up close unless you think the enemy is gonna dodge backward, which is what you should use this move for, because up close it has almost no range. You can see here, it kicked like right outside of her hitbox. So most moves can beat that. Most neutral lights, Qatar neutral light, sword neutral light, they can all beat that. So you don't want to use this as a clash to actually contest any moves. But you can use this to catch enemies that are dodging away or they're far from you as a hard read though. Because it's pretty slow since you have to hit the first move and then the second move. So for the most part, it's just a hard read if the enemy dodges back. Like they're here and they dodge back here, then you're standing here and you catch that, you go bam and it will hit them. And because of its long range, it can punish enemies that miss like a big signature, like both of our neutral signature from far away. You go side signature after they do start that attack and you punish them. Now, for her no ground variation, where you hit them, when you hit it and there's no ground, it has a pretty wide range, so it can catch the enemy that are just right around this area. It's really good for edge guarding. It can spike the enemy really far down. So if you can hit them at around 140, it has pretty good killing potential. So this move is very good for edge guarding. It's really quick, so it's not that punishable. You can just spam it a lot if the enemy is over here. Though if you spam it too much, they of course will catch on. So useful for whenever the enemy is just like below you and you're in an edge guard position. Really nice kill potential. And for the last one, you can gravity cancel side signature into a wall. Like that, and it has a lot of priority because of the same way the hammer recovery has a lot of priority. It hits with moving hitboxes, so the hitboxes are below the platform and then suddenly it goes bam way up into like a full height jump from below the platform. So the enemy just jumps up right here and they try to go down for a down air. Or maybe they just walk straight down. You do this gravity cancel side signature. It's really good because it hits in such a huge area. It hits higher than a single jump can do. So the enemy wants to ground pound you. You do this quickly and it'll hit them unless they're already doing it and the ground pound's kind of tall. It will beat most downers though. Most downers are kind of quick kind of things, so you just catch them in between with the quick side signature. It'll do a lot of work, but it's kind of risky though. If you miss it, like they don't actually jump up, they jump up and then they dodge down, then you're kind of just in range to be hit by anything and you have no dodge to contend with. So very risky kind of move. I would use it pretty rarely, maybe once or twice for surprise damage here and there. So overall for sword, the only move that is close to spammable is the neutral signature. You can use this move a lot, while down signature and side signature are very situational because they're both pretty slow moves. Especially side sig, it has 3 moves. On to VAL's gauntlets. VAL's neutral signature does not hit stacks. Despite its visual, it looks like it will grab enemies like from right in front, but it doesn't. If it's 2 stacked, it doesn't hit. So make sure the enemy's at least a bit in front of you. If they're like this, then it doesn't hit. So be careful of that. It does pretty decent damage. It does about 25 damage, I think. It's hard to see over the kill feed. Yeah, about 25. That's like about the same damage as Downlight Sada, a little more. And it has a lot of force. This is at 150 damage right now. And if you hit them on the side, on like the ground, it'll kill. Surprisingly though, if you hit them downwards, it doesn't kill. Even though hitting them against the ground will actually kill them to the side. This move lasts for a very long time, so it's pretty punishable, as you can see here. That's like a little bit over a second, I believe. Very long time. So if you miss this move on the ground, you're most likely going to be punished. And it has 2 sets of different hitboxes. It has this set, and then there's like a break between this set and the next set of moves. So obviously the second set of moves can be dodged by just about anyone because it takes a long time to get there. So you can only really rely on the first set of hitboxes to actually hit. The second set of hitboxes are just kinda there for the extra damage, I guess. Unless you actually do it off the platform. If you do it off the platform, that could be very useful because enemies might be able to dodge the first one, but then they can't dodge the second one because they like dodge, they're here and then they dodge upwards, but like the first set of hitboxes will miss and then second set will come out and then it will hit them that way. So very nice for edge guarding since it covers so much area. You can do like out here and it'll cover this whole area. Really nice. If you're above them, instead of going for a ground pound and they dodge it by dodging upwards, you can go and just slide off and then grab cancel neutral signature. So even if they dodge up, you still catch them because you slide below them and hit them by grabbing them up. And then you can spike them that way since it has so much spike force. If you can catch them at low damage below the platform and spike them like down here, they'll probably just die at like dark orange to red. So very nice for edge guarding. On the ground, not so much. You can catch enemies with like a hard read when they're jumping, but only if you can catch them with the first hitboxes. Second hitboxes, most people can avoid, so don't go for that. Neutral Sig has 2 decent strings. It doesn't have a combo. Just these 2 strings, downlight into neutral signature. It works pretty well at white damage, 1 dodge frame. Does 15 plus 25. So that's about 40 damage, a lot of damage. Now, this combo works up until like 100, I believe. Yeah, so 100 it still works. It gets harder as the lower they are because they get hit backwards. So around here, 140. The shrink gets a bit harder. It's slower, not 1 anymore. And well, sometimes you miss, unless you hit it like real close or something. It's like kind of just mostly luck. Sometimes I do it too close, sometimes I do it too far. You have to find like the perfect time to do it at higher health. But at lower health, it works pretty nice. Like up to, I think 100 would be safe to use it. So like 90, let's see here. 90, 1 string, 1 dodge frame, which is good. and then a miss from too far away. Let's do it up close. Up close works probably every time. No, not even. So yeah, you can do this at just white to yellow. It works pretty constantly, I think. Yeah, it's a bit wonky. You could do it too close, you could do it too far. Do it like mid-range is probably the best. Yeah, far range to mid-range I think is the best. And the other string requires the bot to be on a solid platform because you have to use neutral air. And as opposed to the other one where it works, the last one where it works at 0 damage, this works at 0 damage not so well. Not at all even. It works at like 60 or more. Yeah, so 60, that works. It works all the way to like 150. But slower, a little slower. That was 8 frame. At 70 it gets moved up a bit too high. And it can spike if you do it near enough to the edge of the platform. Right there. So that's pretty cool. Up to like 160 it works as a string. So overall, this is a move that you don't really want to use on the platform too much, but to edgeguard, you definitely want to use it. Very good edgeguard tool. VAL's down signature is a very simple move. It has great range. It pushes you backward, so it's overall really good for spacing. The hitboxes are small though, so enemies can dodge it pretty easily. Make sure you don't use it when they're too close to you. So you use it here and they just jump dodge forward. They'll punish you pretty easily because the recovery time is quite high. If the enemy is just near you, they dodge forward, you'll hit. So you want to do it pretty much when they're far away and they dodge, and then it still hits the thing. So do it like right here. Don't do it when they're right next to you. That would be a bad idea if they jump or just dodge forward. So do it when, yeah, just pretty far. It has low force, so yeah, it barely hit him up even though it was at 150. Let's try 170, so it almost kills. And at 180, it doesn't even kill 180. 190? Yep, so it takes a lot of damage for downsig to actually kill. So this isn't the kill move that you're looking for if the enemy just got into red. But yeah, if they've been at red for a couple hits, then you could go for this for the kill. And another thing that is pretty good for is speed dodge into down signature. What this does is that when you see someone running at you and dodging forward, you kind of expect a neutral light or something. So the enemy will probably think that, and they might try to counter you with a hit or a spot dodge, but then you go ahead and you down signature, which will pretty much cancel out the spot dodge because of the startup time and its high active frames. And if the enemy hits you, then that can also hit them. If they just do a neutral light, they're just standing here neutral lighting, but you jump backwards and you throw a ninja star at them, that'll hit them and they'll be sent flying if you're low enough. The last signature is very simple but very cool. The side signature on VAL's gauntlets, it looks like a wrestling gun from Naruto. You charge up and then you go forward into a blast at then. Has a lot of active frames, which is good for catching enemies that dodges in your path basically. Much less so for dodging forward though, because you'd be going in opposite directions to them. But if they spot dodge or if they back dodge, then side signature can possibly catch them. So if you think they do that a lot, like they just stand there, wait for you, spot dodge or back dodge, then go ahead and do this move. But be careful though, since it's pretty punishable. It has a lot of active frames, so people can see it coming pretty much and just jump up, down air, punish it in spot anywhere. Its force is really high. It's right here. It's not gonna be even on the side of the map. It's like pretty close to the center, and it will kill at 150. Let's try 140. Yeah, it even kills at 140. Now you hit too far though. If you hit kind of close, then it will kill at 140. So like right here. So pretty good force. If you're far, it'll probably kill at 160. Yep. So this move has a lot of force, just like it looks. Very good for killing, but it's very punishable. So use it cautiously if you can get a really good read on the enemy, or if they dodge, and maybe if they do a really big signatures like Orion for some reason does a neutral signature, and then you can side signature to hit him at the end of his signature for the kill. There's one very quick string that you can do with the side signature, and it's the downlight into side signature. It has 3 dodge frames if you do it fast enough. Up close, if you do it far away, it will be like 6 or something. But yeah, it's better up close. So if you can hit this up close, it will be 3 or 6. But if you did correctly, it would be 6. Now this string isn't very good for killing, although it's pretty good for the damage. 33 damage plus that 15 is pretty nice, but at higher damage ranges it becomes a lot slower because they get hit farther away. And it's 8 now, and it's not really in the kill range. 130 is probably the kill range, probably not actually, but yeah, around 140-ish. And the dodge window becomes 11, which isn't even considered a string anymore. A string's like 7 or less, because after that anyone can dodge it just by pressing the dodge key a couple times quickly. So pretty nice string, like below 70, below like just below 100 overall. Nah, not even actually. Like, yeah, within like yellow damage, it's okay. But after that, it becomes a bit too big, and you'd want to do it. Overall, for gauntlets, the only move you can use kind of safely is this down signature for spacing, and that's only in very specific scenarios when they're really far from you. The other 2 moves are very situational. Like this move, it's huge, big, flashy, kills, but very punishable. And this move, also big, flashy, punishable, but it kills very well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you guys want to see my very first games on VAL, then check out my VAL first look video.